What is the weight of a public smile? We see the lights, we hear the laughter, we invite them into our homes every morning. But we never see what happens when the cameras go dark. What happens when the person who makes a living from their radiant energy feels that light beginning to dim? Behind that billion-dollar smile, a private war was raging. This isn't the story you've seen on television. This is the story of what happens in the silence. The weight. It began as a whisper, a shadow. For decades, Mark Consuelos has been the picture of vitality. But a few months ago, the light began to flicker. On air, the smile was still there, but his eyes. Fans noticed. This wasn't fatigue, this was a hollowing. Behind the scenes, endless tests. And then the answer, the kind that shatters the world. A rare and aggressive autoimmune disorder. This wasn't an enemy from the outside. This was his own body, turning on itself. But this story is not just about Mark's diagnosis. It's about the woman who was standing right next to him. We know Kelly Ripa as the professional, the unsinkable force. But after that final consultation, she was seen leaving the New York clinic, her body shaking, shielding her eyes as she wept. Imagine that. Imagine the 5 a.m. alarm. Imagine having to get up, put on the makeup, walk onto the set, and smile, all while navigating the deepest storm of your life at home. This was the weight. The break. The turning point, the break, wasn't a miracle cure. It was a choice. A choice to stop pretending. A choice to accept that vulnerability was the only honest path. The world had to shrink. The family, always tight-knit, became a fortress. The noise of the outside world was shut out. For Mark, this break was a surrender to a new way of living. He had to learn to be still. He discovered meditation. He discovered breathwork. This was the aha moment. The realization that healing isn't just about fighting a war. It's about finding the peace within the war. The rise. This is where the story turns. This is the rise. Not a loud victory, but a soft, resilient, quiet strength. As Mark learned to be still, Kelly found a new strength, not just to carry on, but to be present. She was the anchor. Friends say she would sit with him, whispering words of affirmation, reminders of their decades together, reminders of their unshakable bond. This is the light that healing provides. The road ahead is still uncertain, but the fear has been transformed. Mark's diagnosis, once a private pain, has become a public mission, giving a voice to countless others. In the end, this was never a story about an illness. It's a story about the strength of a marriage. A close friend shared what Kelly told her, a sentiment that became their family's new vow. Whatever comes, we face it hand in hand. That's how we've always lived. That's how we'll fight. The vows we make in public are only tested in private. If you've ever had to be the rock for someone you love, this community is for you. Hit that subscribe button for more stories of resilience. Click the video on your screen to watch next. But first, I want to leave you with a question. In your own life, what does healing truly look like to you? Let me know your story in the comments.